Hi. So today I want to talk to you about one of my favorite tools that I give to my clients. When I'm working with a client who comes to me and they're really sad or depressed, or they're having some relationship issues with the bosses or their coworkers or their roommates or their husbands, whomever, and or whatever, they're having triggers in the world. They're having a hard time. This is one of those tools that is so powerful and so great. And anytime I give this to my clients, they come back a week later or 2 weeks later and they say, I've been using that tool that you gave me and it has really changed my mood. I feel so much better. I'm amazed. And I watch my clients using this tool and transforming the way they interact with the things in life that really are hard for them. And it's amazing that it's not the things around them that are changing. The bosses are still challenging, the boyfriends are still irritating, their children are still frustrating them. But it's the way we react that really makes the change. So our kids are going to continue to jump up and down on the couch, maybe, or our boss is going to continue telling us or micromanaging us or whatever is going on for you. We might not be able to control that or change it, but we can control our response to it. And I just have to share this tool. And this tool you may have heard about if you've ever read about Tibetan Buddhism. And you don't have to be a Buddhist. You don't have to be a Buddhist to practice this. Whatever your spiritual orientation is, you can use this tool. It is so powerful. And the tool is called Tonglen, Tonglen. And I learned about it through Pema Chodron. And she really, the way she wrote about it, it resonated with me. And I started using it. And then I started sharing it with my clients. And it was so profound, the difference that this one practice was making in my client's life, that I started increasing the way that I was using it in my life. But here's the clincher. I kind of forget to use it because I'm human and I just forget sometimes. I forget to use the very tools that I will give to my clients. And it's just the nature of being a human being. We forget those things that are really, really great for us. And this is such a prime example. So let's get down to the tool. Tonglen is the practice of breathing in suffering and exhaling compassionate intention. And the cool thing about it is that you can always use it. As long as you have your nose and your lungs with you, you can always use it. So if you're with your boss and you're in a very stressful meeting and they're really triggering you, or you're with your spouse and they're complaining about something that you do that they're really triggered by, and you see them in great suffering, or any circumstance. Maybe you have a friend who's sick, or you're losing a loved one and you just need a way of coping with the difficulty. For me, my big trigger is environmental stuff. Anything environmental, it's surprising how sensitive I am about this. If I hear about an oil spill, oh my gosh, I'm so triggered. And I can't necessarily get up and just go mop up the oil spill. I don't have control over it. So this exercise is that you will put the pain of yourself, the pain of your loved one, the pain of your boss, whomever. You imagine inhaling their suffering and their hurt and their anger and the difficulty that they're experiencing. You inhale it deeply into your body, and then you exhale the intention of the resolution, whatever that resolution looks like to you. So if somebody's coming at you and they're yelling at you or raising their voice, or they're using an attitude with you and you're feeling overwhelmed by their intensity, you literally breathe it in. You imagine that you're breathing it in and deep into your lungs, and then you exhale it out, and you give it the loving, compassionate intention that you want to see in the world. And it's amazing how much this works. And I chose this today as my subject because I just used it this morning to such a great effect that it changed my whole day. A day that could have otherwise gone really, really sour. It just feels so good now. So someone was really triggering me. They were very upset and moody, and it was very hard to deal with this person. So I just started inhaling their grief and their misery and their sadness and their rage. They were feeling a lot of things. Just started breathing it in. Deep, 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 deep down. And then I would exhale. And I was imagining as I was exhaling that they were feeling peaceful, that they were having resolution around this feeling, that their feelings would just sort of dissipate and they would melt into calm. And lo and behold, in this particular instance, it was as though I watched somebody go from 100 to 0 in a very, very short period of time without any injury. It just happened. They just calmed down as I was breathing in. I was just listening and compassionately sending out calm, love, and peace to their heart, right from the center of my being, and sending it out. And as I watched this person just sort of dissolve into a more peaceful resolution, I became so happy because Tonglen worked in that. It was very, very direct. I could see the before and after. Before I was doing Tonglen, they were very triggered. And I decided, okay, just breathe it out. Breathe it out, Amy. And it worked. And you can use Tonglen in circumstances where the outcome isn't going to be that direct. It's not going to be as clear as it was for me today. So, for example, an oil spill. I am going to be very triggered. I know going forward, it's just part of who I am. I don't like to see harm to creatures or to Mother Earth or to disenfranchised people. I just get so triggered. And I can barely contain myself in those circumstances. But I'm realizing that it's a cost to me when I get so upset. You know, the stress hormones that are racing through my body, those are not good for our hearts and our minds and our souls and our bodies. And so practicing this doesn't necessarily clean up the oil spill, but at least it gets me into tune and in a mindful way and centered and aligned with my intention in the world. And that is to see clean rivers and streams and oceans and thriving schools of fish and just a fresh, beautiful world that is not contaminated. So I breathe in the oil spill, the hurt, and the destruction, and I breathe out cleanliness and peace. And you can do this too. It doesn't mean these issues resolve themselves. Sometimes, like this morning, it does resolve that quickly. And I have clients who report to me all the time that this works for them, like a miracle. So from my heart to your heart, I really want you to try Tonglen. If you want to learn more about it, look up Pema Chodron and read her books. And she's really great. She's got a lot of powerful wisdom. And I just wanted to share this with you. It's so easy and yet a little tricky to remember. It's so effective. So I'm so happy to share this tool. And I hope you use it. And I would love to hear comments about how it works for you, or any struggles you might be having with it, or doubts. Just, if you wouldn't mind, just drop me a line and let me know so that I can kind of ponder it and look at it and see what you have to offer. And I'd love to hear from you. So try it. Breathe it in and breathe it out with the intention of compassion and love. It's pretty cool, and I'm just happy to share this with you. a good one.